Hey, Dr. Winters, it's Kyla Patterson here, doing Article 1 debrief on Never Say Anything a Kid Can Say by Stephen Reinhardt, which I feel like after reading this article is such a rich presentation of the traditional idea of teaching, with a teacher in the center of a classroom on a stage, a literal stage, teaching the curriculum or things that need to be taught, and changing from that to really that self reflection of, is this working for my classroom, and moving more into an inquiry-based learning or problem-based learning style, which I found awesome that he was able to really look at his children and what was going on in the classroom and feeling he was teaching well, and that the outcomes weren't supporting that, and then changing that over years, because I know change doesn't happen quickly. So I really love this article so much, and this isn't the first time I've heard about Never Say Anything a Kid Can Say, but I actually have never read the article, so I just really enjoyed it. So my first quote, or kind of a little few quotes here that I really loved, was I concluded that if my students were to ever really learn mathematics, they would have to do the explaining and I the listening. My definition of a good teacher has since changed from one who explains things so well that students understand to one who gets students to explain things so well that they can be understood. And I think that there's no better way to explain that other than that kids use words and can show things to each other that as adults we can be removed from that, and they can be such amazing teachers. And I must admit that I have been tutoring math in the past year, and so much of this article speaks to what I have experienced in the past year, and actually I found myself doing this, not even knowing what I was doing, and allowing, instead of me going in with, I know all the answers, I know how to teach this, I know math, I love math, to allowing my little guy to explain to me his thought processes and to explain himself in the way that he is thinking. And I know that he understands what we are learning or working on that day when he is able to fully explain it to me. And if I'm questioning, I ask more questions. So I love that so much, that the one who gets students to explain things so well that they can be understood. So yeah, that was my first quote, and I love that. So the next quote that I also loved is obviously Never Say Anything a Kid Can Say, which is the whole title of this article, which I love. And this one, he says, this one keeps me focused, which is so good. And it's something I actually implemented. I've also been subbing for the last year. When I heard this back in the spring, I thought, brilliant. And I started doing it immediately. So I went into the classroom, and when a student had a question for me that I felt like they were really just trying to get the answer out of me, I would have them ask their peers and have them ask a question, as opposed to just looking for an answer from me, the adult, or looking for the right answer. So I just think it's so wise to do, especially in the classroom, especially in mathematics, that they can teach each other so much. And we can learn so much from them, which I love. And I have learned so much teaching math in the past year. So, and another thing that really struck me in this article, and another thing that I've really been working on, even in tutoring, is he refers to being patient. And wait time is very important. I think sometimes we can get so time logged, looking at the time, wanting to rush. And I think that something I come back to over and over is to not rush the learner. I don't like to be rushed myself. I want to take it in. I want to chew it over. I want to think about it. And then I usually get it. And I feel like a lot of kids are like that. And so allowing kids some wait time to come up with answers is crucial. And also I feel like their confidence is built during that time, and also there's some ownership in that, knowing they really thought about it and they thought it through. And even if it's not correct, we can still, like the correct answer per se, we can still build on that. And I also get, like, I can see, if I give a wait time, I get to see kind of into their mind of how they're thinking and what path they're on. And which is it's great for me to kind of see how the student is doing. So anyways, this article was great. I loved it so much. I'm going to keep this so I can refer back to it often. I'm thankful for the knowledge in this and the time that this teacher took out to really learn how to better teach mathematics. So yeah, thanks so much for listening.